Let's do it, guys. We are back today with the brand new HUXWRX 9K Ti. Alright guys, if you followed my SHOT Show content, you would have seen the video on HUXWRX brand new 9K titanium 9K Ti flow through. This can made a big splash because not only is it a flow through 9, it's hub compatible, and it ships with, straight from the factory, a 1/2x28 piston, so you can run it on your pistols right away and not have to go out and buy anything extra. Now I've picked up the optional 3-lug mount to make this the ultimate bag gun in my MP5K. Done that, and I'll tell you, shooting this thing already, the amount of stuff coming back in the system is on par with all the flow that you've seen from Hux. The mags are usually filthy dirty, and I've got probably about 100 rounds through this can so far on these two 15-round magazines, and that is all of the stuff that's on the follower. If I used a traditional blowback whisper pickle, this thing would be filthy already just after 100 rounds. There's not a whole lot going on inside the receiver. Man, I'm telling you, this is perfect. Guys, Monadnock Firearms, code SteveMP5 saves you some cash. Appreciate them for supporting the channel. I'd appreciate if you support them. Just to show you here, this is the piston that the 9K ships with. So already you're getting the capability to run this thing straight out of the box from Hux to throw it on a pistol if you like suppressing pistols and you do that a lot. I really don't run cans on regular handgun pistols. It's just not really my thing. It's fun, I've done it. It's just not what I like to do with my silencers. I put them on subguns and rifles. But what's really great about this, and that's still at that price point, that good price point, is that you get this in the box with the 9K, so you can start using it right away and not have to worry about getting something else to make it work on your setup. So definitely props to Hux for doing that on this can. So expanding a little bit on the titanium construction of this thing, it dissipates heat much faster than your standard stainless steel. So again, I've mag dumped this, switched mags, probably about, let's say 30 rounds. So 30 rounds, dumped it. It was hot, right? I could touch it quickly, let it go. It was hot, but very short period of time after that, it had already been cool to the touch where I could hold it in my hand. So it was probably 5 minutes past. I had to switch to the 1/2x28 booster to put it on a pistol to start shooting, and it was already it was warm. And I was like, man, this thing cooled down super quick. Now mind you, I didn't dump it full auto. I didn't dump 100, 200 rounds, get it glowing hot, but just normal at the range shooting that most of everybody here watching this video is gonna do. Shoot it, shoot a mag, shoot a couple mags. It really didn't get too terribly hot, and when it did get hot, it cooled down pretty quick. So that is the perk of titanium. That, and of course the weight to this thing, and I'll throw the specs up on the screen. Most of the weight is actually felt in the back for the piston and then for the 3-lug housing, because you can tell it wants to tip this way. So one of the first modular cans I ever bought was Santoco's 36M way back. I liked it because I figured, okay, I'm not gonna have a million cans. I like to be able to switch it around to different things and be able to do different stuff, right? Let me put this on something else, put it on the MP5 in short configuration. And that's how I've been running it in the bag on the MP5K since then. So I've had that on there for at least a year. But you can tell, now, okay, so the Omega, right? 3-lug to 3-lug is a little bit shorter than the Hux. And really, if you look at it, it's just in the extended portion of their little design here, because if it had a normal end cap, it would be the exact same length. as you can see where it stops in that little ribbing right there. But it's so much lighter. This thing in the hand, this feels at least double the weight of this, just by feeling it. The weight savings alone is very important to me. It might not be to you, but because this is on the MP5K in the bag in emergency situations, I want to save as much weight as possible. Now, I haven't done myself any favors by keeping this thing as lightweight as possible, because of course, I'm running a dual mag clamp for extra magazine. It's a bag just in case. I have the extra. I'm running a flashlight, I'm running a foregrip, I'm running an optic, running a stock. So this thing it's not light already. I mean, the Leapers UTG Pro, monolithic rail I put on to be able to accommodate all this stuff, the flashlight and the grip and everything I got going on this, it adds weight. So everything adds weight. So this thing, as it sits right here, empty, with the two HK 15 round mags, I'll put the stat on the screen of how much it weighs without the K. I want to keep it as light as possible, and the HUXWRX 9K Ti can fits that bill. It shaves just that much weight off from the Omega. And by seeing the stats, you can tell it's much lighter. That helps if you're carrying this around in a bag, wherever you're at, for whatever reason you're carrying a bag. You may not even be carrying a bag. I'm carrying a bag. So for those reasons, I'm trying to shave weight. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of sound suppression in the flow through and in the lightweight, probably less baffles, stack in this can than in this one, to save the weight. I'm willing to make the sound suppression compromise on this, because it's not going to be a ton, but I'm sure with the traditional baffle stack and the weight of this thing, this is probably going to be a couple dBs quieter, and we'll just see what it's like to the ear, what it really stacks up to be. But that's okay for me. It might not be for you, but for me, I'll take the weight savings and the flow through and give up a little bit of the sound suppression to keep the gun cleaner, keep it lighter. That's just my preference. That may not be yours. I'm going to run standard 115 grain through the HUXWRX 9K first. There's going to be 5 rounds of 115 standard ball, and then it's going to be 5 rounds of Red Rockets by Unlimited Ammo. After that, it's 147 grain stuff. So you should see a marked difference between 115 and then the 147s, but it's going to give you a good idea, and we'll run it back to back with the Omega, same setup, see how it goes. All right, here we go with the 36M short configuration. You can already tell the weight difference as far as what it feels like in the hand. Immediate impressions, felt more stuff in my face. Kind of forgot about that, obviously with the blowback, but I got more spit back. I felt the particulate and things kind of hit me here, in my nose and things shooting it. And the magazine is much dirtier than when it was with just the flow through. All right, so I'm gonna do 3 rounds of the 147s out of the Hux can, loosen up this ear and see what it's like if I were to be running no ears. Actually, I'll just take it out. See what it's like if I'd be running no ears. I'm a little nervous about it, but again, in the situation where I need to deploy this out of my bag, I'm not gonna have ears on. So I wanna know what that's like. Let's take both of them out. Wanna know what that's like in that situation. 147s, Hux 9K. There's a crack, you hear it. It's loud. It's not uncomfortable. Like it's, you know what's going off. It's like, this is loud, but you need to do it, and you have to do it in that situation. It's not gonna blow your eardrums out. See what that's like now with the Omega. It's close. First round crack was louder than the subsequent 2 shots. The Omega sounded a little of a after that first round crack, it sounded a little duller. Sounded a little bit deeper, had a little bit of a deeper tone than the 9K. So I think that means to me, while they still were both, I mean, this sounded like it was a little quieter. Again, to be expected, it's not flow through, it's traditional blowback. But this was definitely a duller sound to my ear with no ears on than the 9K. But again, I'd rather have it be a little sharper than have all that stuff come back. Because even in those 3, you could feel the stuff coming back in your face. The particulate spit back, they call it. And with the Hux, I felt none of that. All right, guys, that's really it, man. It's a quick little video here. I just kind of want to get out here and show you what the 9K, the new Hux can, was like. A few little tests, a few shots, a few comparisons. But yeah, but see, now my problem is I want this can on like every 9mm subgun. So I need like a bunch of these, like at least 5, because the benefits of flow through to me outweigh some of the other drawbacks that are kind of inherent with flow through cans. So yeah, I mean, I'm still going to use the 36M on something else, but this is definitely my new favorite subgun can. I'm not a big pistol silencer guy, but it works there too. All right, guys, don't forget, Steve MP5 on the Instagrams. See you next time.